Hello Internet, and welcome back to Financial Journey, a channel dedicated to all things personal finance. My name is Alex, and I am back again to bring you more of the financial education that I never received growing up. One thing that I did learn, though it's certainly no surprise to anyone, is no one likes to pay taxes. And that is why I am so jazzed today to be talking to you about one of the most powerful, wealth building, and legal tax avoidance accounts that you can access. I'm talking, of course, about a Roth IRA. A Roth IRA is an individual retirement account. Now, I know it is not one of the most sexy topics to discuss money that you won't even see until 20, 30, or even 40 years or more in the future. But I implore you, stay with me until the end of this video, because the information contained here could save you hundreds of thousands of dollars in taxes. Let's break it down. With a Roth IRA, contributions are post-tax income, meaning the money you put into the account is money that you have already paid your normal income taxes on. Part of the benefit of retirement accounts is that they are designed to be tax advantaged. But with a Roth IRA, the tax benefit is not when you put the money in. Rather, any gains you make are absolutely tax-free. For most of us, this benefit greatly outweighs the initial tax burden. If you haven't seen my compound interest video, I will link it in the description down below. But in that video, I showed that if you were to invest over 45 years making just the stock market average return of about 10%, your account balance when you retire would be over 94% capital gains. That means with a Roth IRA, you can avoid paying taxes on over 94% of your account balance. That is incredible. Now, this may all sound too good to be true, but fortunately, it isn't. There are a few caveats though. As of 2021, when I'm shooting this video, the maximum contribution limit, the total amount that you can put into an IRA, is $6,000 per year, the same as it was in 2020. For any Roth contribution, you must be able to show so-called earned income greater than the money you put in. This could be income from your salary job or hourly wages or even a small business. If you happen to be married and filing your taxes jointly, each spouse can open their own IRA, each with its own $6,000 limit, and your household simply needs to show earned income greater than all Roth contributions, regardless of who earned it. If you happen to be 50 or older, you can actually add an additional $1,000 per year as a catch-up contribution, making the total limit $7,000 per year once you're in your 50s. A great aspect of this is that you can do this catch-up even if you've been contributing to your Roth IRA for your entire life. It is not limited to people who have only started recently. So be sure to maximize this opportunity if you can. Now, if you are single making at least $125,000 or married filing jointly making at least $198,000, congratulations, you are making a fabulous income. However, the contribution limits may actually be different, or you may have to actually utilize what is known as a backdoor Roth conversion in order to get funds into a Roth IRA account. I'm not going to go into that here, that is a whole nother can of worms, but if your income does fall above those levels, consider talking to a financial advisor that could give you some information around those strategies. Please note, if you are able to contribute, you can currently still contribute to your 2020 IRA up until this year's tax filing deadline on April 15th, 2021. As a tax-advantaged retirement account, you are not supposed to access any of the funds until 59 and a half, although I have no idea where that specific cutoff comes from. One of the best things about a Roth IRA that makes it fairly unique compared to other retirement accounts is because you've already paid taxes on the money that you're putting in, you actually can always access that money in an emergency, both tax and penalty free. However, that is not true for any capital gains that you've made. For that, you would have to pay your normal top marginal tax rate, as well as a 10% penalty. Obviously, this is really negating what we're trying to accomplish utilizing such a tax-advantaged account. Now, while you can access these funds, I would highly recommend that you not touch them unless absolutely necessary. Your contribution limit doesn't change even if you've taken money out of your account, so you can still only contribute up to that $6,000 maximum. Because of this, it is much easier to take money out than it is to get it back in, which would greatly decrease the tax-free gains these funds can produce over the long term. So how does all of this work? The important thing to note about a Roth IRA is the IRA itself is not an investment. It is simply an account that you can open with a normal brokerage. Places like Fidelity, TD Ameritrade, or Vanguard, just to name a few, will allow these types of accounts. Within that account, you can then trade normal securities, including stocks, bonds, REITs, ETFs, mutual funds, options, and so on. Although, because of the contribution limits, there are some limitations on trades that can be made in retirement accounts. This is particularly true for investments with undefined risk. While historical performance certainly does not guarantee future performance, if the stock market were to continue its approximately 10% average annual return, anyone who fully funded their Roth IRA each year, beginning by age 35, would be able to retire at age 65 with over $1 million tax-free. That is incredible. Now, you may be thinking, Alex, I don't want to wait until I'm 65. I want to have my money as soon as I can get it at age 59 and a half. And that is a-okay. While your money will have had less time to grow than if you'd waited until 65, anyone who fully funded their Roth IRA at age 30 or earlier would still retire a tax-free millionaire. Again, assuming that same 10% annual rate of return. Obviously, the younger you are, the more time you have on your side for that compound interest to go to work and build your account. But with a Roth IRA, it is even more important to start early if you can, because as you will be earlier in your career, you're likely making less money than you will in the future. This means that you're paying less in taxes, not only as an absolute number, but also as a relative percentage of your income. Now, if you're older, someone like me, or someone pushing on into their 40s or beyond, that doesn't mean that this isn't the right account for you to begin now. Even if you were to wait until age 50, you could still accumulate about $300,000 tax-free by age 65, just based on that standard 10% annual rate of return. And one of the best aspects about a Roth IRA is, unlike most other retirement accounts, you are not ever forced to withdraw the money from your Roth IRA. You can just keep letting that account accrue interest year after year until you decide you want some tax-free funds, and then pull out as much as you want. Roth IRAs are one of the simplest and most powerful retirement accounts out there, particularly for those of you who are young with time to maximize that compound interest. Have you opened a Roth IRA, or how are you investing for retirement? Have you even started planning that far into the future? Either way, thank you for watching this video, and let me know down in the comments. If you enjoy the content or learned something new, please hit the like button down below. If you know someone who would benefit from this information, please share this video, and let's continue to grow this community. I'm trying to put out at least one video a week, so if you're interested in more information on personal finance, managing debt, investing, and retirement, consider becoming a subscriber, and ring the bell to be notified of new videos. As always, please consult with a financial advisor, as there are more nuances to any of these accounts. I'll see you in the next one.